The Nick and Matt Show.
Who is Kona making more money than? Both MPO and FPO. I'll say some names here. Is she making more money than Drew Gibson? No one wants to say it.
That's tough because
she's making, we know this, at least 125,000 cash a year guaranteed. Is Drew Gibson making that guaranteed?
Like, you're talking guaranteed, like you're not counting bonuses. I think he has a bonus heavy contract.
Okay.
But I think at the end of the season, he probably makes more.
Okay. Yeah. Throw out a name then that might surprise me that you think she's making more than. Like, pick any name.
Matt Oram.
Ooh. Okay, is she making more than Matt Oram?
I'd say yeah.
Okay,
I think so too.
Maybe they gave him $100,000 a year, maybe $80,000 a year. Who knows? I'm not really sure, but I would say he's making more than him.
Okay. Now, to be clear, we are not trying to speculate should she or shouldn't she, because I think she should. There's no way to say she should or she shouldn't. She is, so that means she should. Like, you can't, like, that's what value is. That's what contracts are. Like, that's what they agreed to pay. That's what it is. That's not what this conversation is. It's more just like, is she making more than X? That's all it is. So, pick another name.
What Hannah just said was kind of perfect. Drew has the potential to make more with the partnership, but Kona has more guaranteed. Potentially that's the case. Do I know what Drew's making guaranteed? I have no idea. But you looked at, when Drew came out with his announcement, I mean, he called it, a lifetime partnership with infinite, with limitless possibilities in a sense. He could somehow make $1 billion out of it. We have no idea. Guaranteed, I'm not really sure.
Okay. More than, and this is, I'm just kind of picking the top 10 here just for fun, speculation, more than Adam Hammis.
I think it's the same.
Same thing.
I think it's probably, I think it's probably pretty close. Yeah.
So she's making what we know, cash up front. Good for her. She's making more than a number, guaranteed number, than a lot of these top 10 players, maybe. I say a lot.
Yeah, I think she sells more discs than Hammis. I think that's in more Instagram influence, more just social media presence in general.
And it's an interesting question because Nate Sexton, this is where that question comes in. We don't know how much he makes actually salary either, or guaranteed. But we have a very large understanding that the Sexton Firebirds have definitely made him a millionaire. Like, you have to know that. The amount of Firebirds that sell out and the good chance he's making. I don't know the number, but I'm going to say anywhere from $7 to $10 or more per disc, times how many have sold. He's doing really well. But like actual guaranteed cash, I think it's great for Kona. And I just wanted to point out she's making. Okay, so go to FPO. Is she making more than Paige guaranteed?
No.
Okay.
That's speculation. I have no idea.
I know. Haley King, any of these players, Evelina.
More guaranteed than
almost
everyone else. Cats will be interesting.
And Kristen Tatar.
And Kristen Tatar is the same. But
Kristen right now.
I think the really tough thing though is we're hearing about a lot of guaranteed money. And on top of these guaranteed monies, I think there's still other like bonuses, not just like, oh, you showed up in league card, but like disc selling bonuses.
Sure.
But we don't know how that compares to how it used to be. Like salaries could just be, oh, you don't actually get paid anything up front at all, except like tournament entry fees and stuff. But then you get bonuses of Tour Series discs and what else. But then it kind of goes, okay, now we're giving you 50,000 plus these same things. Do you get the same percentage? Do they lower the percentage because they gave you guaranteed? Now that Kona's getting $125,000 a year, is her percentage less than other pros? Like if we think she's getting more guaranteed money than Matt Oram, is Matt Oram making more money per disc than Kona Panis? It's just a really, really tough, just because we don't know the percentages. That hasn't really been a public thing yet. I have no clue how much a lot of these players make from those kind of bonuses. I have nothing to guess off of, like zero idea what, Matt Oram's contract structure looks like besides guaranteed money. You can probably guess on that based on what we've seen. But when Paul announced the guaranteed money, that kind of got the ball rolling. But I don't think anyone said straight up, hey, I got paid $85,000 this year, or the specific year, from my Tour Series disc.
Mhm.
And then from there, we can be like, okay, that's a really popular disc, or that's a middle of the road disc. And then you can kind of guess other ones. But that hasn't been known yet. I think that's something that's kind of heavily NDA territory. So I hope we see it, because I think that's really cool. Infinite does a lot of things like that. You can see, I mean, I personally find it really interesting how much Ricky Wysocki changes the game for an overstable putt and approach. The zone's always up there, but then what Ricky throws is right up there with it as the only other like amazingly popular overstable approach. So he was with the harp, that was, you know, up there with the zone. He jumped over to the pig, then those numbers flipped, so the pig joined the zone. And now he's going to DD. He's probably going to throw the harp, but he also said he's working on like a harp type disc with a thumb track similar to the pig. Now that disc might be the number 2 that joins the zone, which I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but when we were talking about Ricky going to Discraft earlier, I thought that would have been really, really interesting. That I was just saying that the 2 overstable approach discs are the zone and what Ricky's throwing. If Ricky is throwing the zone, how big is that market for just the zone? Does another disc then kind of fill in and take its place? Does Ricky also have a zone with a thumb track? I know Discraft has the GT stuff, but that's a little different. It would have been really, really interesting, and I would have liked it for that. But Ricky to DD is also very, very cool, and we'll see that change too. But that was my tangent for the show.
It's good. We've invited Evan to speak more and give his tangents. We like them here.
The Nick and Matt Show, a disc golf podcast designed for you, the disc golfer. Find the Nick and Matt Show on your favorite podcast platforms or join the conversation live on YouTube.